What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and we are finally back for our fourth episode today. Welcome to Just Visiting, and with J and E, and my name's Eric, and this is Jonathan on the other side with me here. And basically, this is just a live streaming discussion show where we take time to visit all different kinds of topics, where we just kind of bounce around. That's why it's called Just Visiting. That have to do with our culture, and they range from entertainment to sports to politics. And if you're watching, feel free to just join the discussion down below, enter the live chat, and we usually call out some chats every once in a while. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Jonathan, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good. It's been a while. I've kind of missed actually joining in
Yeah,
on
what's like
here.
what's we got episode 4, week 8.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. I mean, we've kind of missed out of the last few weeks, but that's okay.
Yeah,
You
we're
were
back.
you were on. I know we had some complications for a couple weeks, and then you went on
hmm
vacation. How was that?
Oh man, it's beautiful. Colorado is a nice place. Uh right, came in the sweet spot of like it's not summer anymore, but it's not winter yet. So
Hmm.
we got sun, we also got a little bit of snow, which is nice to see.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who's lived in the South for all of my life, um snow is a rare rare sighting, but we had 2 days, basically 2 days straight, where it snowed the whole day.
Hmm.
So that was really really cool to see. I threw some snow at my wife. That was nice.
Yeah. How did she react to that?
She
Was
kind
she
of
like,
looked at me
"Stop
puzzled.
it!
Yeah, it was
Leave me
that, but it was more of
alone!"
like a puzzle look. She was just like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, okay.
The ice was freezing, by the way. It was so cold because I had my bare hands. I didn't have my
Hmm.
gloves on. But
My wife always, if I ever throw snow at her or anything, she's like, "Stop it! Don't do it! No!" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh! Like, come on! You can throw some at me."
yeah,
Anyways.
also a moment of learning. I had a learning moment as we were
Hmm.
going there. I realized that Colorado is not as north as I thought it was on the map. I don't know
No.
why I thought it was. I was thinking more like around North Dakota, South Dakota kind of deal,
Hmm.
but it's
It
like
it
literally right above Oklahoma.
yeah. It's like yeah. I mean, pretty much it's actually connected to Oklahoma, just a smidge, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I
but
was
it's
like,
it's
whoa,
I would say it's more middle America than Oklahoma
yeah,
sometimes. Like it
yeah,
feels like because it's like almost exact center. I think Kansas is more exact center, but it's right up there.
exactly. That's
So
what I was telling my wife. I was like, this is like more like Midwestern than I originally thought it was. I thought it was a lot more
yeah,
north because it's such a cold environment, but also cold sounding name.
yeah. I went to
Cold Dorodo.
cool.
That's how the natives. That's how the
No, they
natives
do
say it.
not. Do
Cold
they really?
Dorodo.
Oh my gosh. Who said that? Who
Nobody. I
called it
just.
called? Oh, okay, good. I was like, that's so bad. I can hear my brother laughing at that right now. Anyways,
Love you,
yeah, I went.
Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon. He doesn't watch our videos, so it's fine. Anyways, so yeah, I went to Colorado when I was younger, and I thought it was one of the most beautiful states I'd ever been in. I thought it was really really beautiful. So I personally liked it a lot.
Do you remember what time
But
of the year it was? Was it in the snowy time?
I think it was in the summer,
Okay.
so it wasn't snowy. But we went to Pikes Peak, and there was snow up there. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
went that high, so drove to the top of it. But yeah, it's beautiful. I would totally that's one place. I think I've told you this, but that's one place I would totally move to just for
Yeah.
the beauty of it all. It's pretty
I
nice.
will say that, and that's one thing I was thinking when I was driving when we were driving there because we took a bus to get to our location.
Hmm.
And I was thinking, dang man, snow or no snow, this place is really really beautiful. Like they have so many trees and
Hmm.
everything was like turning the yellow auburn colors, and it was
Yeah.
so pretty when we were just driving up there. And I was like, this is
Hmm.
amazing. It hasn't even snowed yet.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure the fall's great there, and I mean they do get a lot of snow, but I think there's parts of Colorado that don't get a lot of snow. I'm pretty sure. Um,
yeah,
you know, the eastern part of it's mostly desert.
yeah, no, yeah. My friend, one of our mutual friends actually was telling me that they actually get a ton of sun, and he was telling me that because it snows so much, or because people think it's so cold there, but it actually snows, and then because they get so much sun, it melts almost quickly. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
stay for like more than 3 days, is what he was saying.
yeah. It
So
depends on what parts you say. I mean, yeah, they will get bad winters occasionally,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
most of the time, I'm pretty sure it's not like Alaska or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
also they're so elevated So that
Yeah.
sun they're getting is a lot more intense than it would be in other places
Yeah, I
too. So
remember when we went there were some hot days. Like it did
yeah,
get pretty hot some of the days that we were there. But if you're used to Oklahoma humidity, it wasn't that bad. So, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked it. By the way, did you get sick or anything on your way up there? Like elevation sickness?
no, no. I will say it was dry. I was very dry.
Hmm.
The first couple of nights, just sleeping was kind of uncomfortable.
Hmm.
But that's what my friend who I visited was telling me. He was telling me that beforehand. It was like, hey, first couple nights gonna be kind of weird because you're just not used to elevation,
Hmm.
and you're kind of probably want to put like a bottle of water beside you in your bedstand, so that means you
Yeah.
can keep your throat
Yeah, when we
wet.
went, like I was sick on my way up, but then I felt fine, like my body adapted, and then my parents actually it happened the opposite, so they got sick like kind of while they were up there, like their stomach was upset and
Yeah,
they felt dizzy and woozy. So, but yeah, but Colorado's great. So, anyways,
old people.
wow.
I'm just kidding. I love it. I love
One,
your
one,
parents. I love your parents.
one of them's gonna comment like, "What?" Anyways, well, awesome. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our news for today. As most of you know, we both love talking about like comic book stuff and superhero stuff, and then we usually talk about sports and a bunch of other things. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about DC Fandome, which was this weekend, and I'm just gonna go through some of the news here and share it with you guys. So these are basically all the announcements that happened this week, or on Saturday specifically. Black Adam came out. Jonathan, did you get a chance to see Black Adam?
It, no, no.
So it wasn't the movie came out, but like they dropped like a little teaser trailer for it, and The Rock. Let me tell you something. Black Adam is just like The Rock's ego on steroids. Is all it is. Like he's so like, and
Perfect casting.
he always compares himself to Superman, and I'm like, it's a Shazam villain. Like I know that Black Adam like fights Superman sometimes,
Hmm.
and he has and he's been known to be on par because Shazam is as well. But like Shazam is his villain, not
Yeah,
Superman.
yeah.
Or Shazam is his hero, not Superman. So that drives me kind of crazy just a little bit. But anyways, it's just
It's okay.
I don't know.
No one would accuse The Rock of being an expert in the comic book lore. So
Yeah. Well, the way he talks about Black Adam, it's almost like he's like, I don't care about Shazam. Like that's because he never mentions Shazam. He's always talking about like he doesn't fear Superman. That was actually a quote from this weekend, which was crazy. Did you see Grant Gustin's new suit? By the way, I think you might like it.
oh
It's
my
for
gosh.
the
Oh
new
no.
season. The new season
Uh,
got the
okay,
boots.
the steel boots. I like that. I do. I do. I
He
will. Okay, he got gauntlets on his. Okay, those are gauntlets, right? That
yeah
on his. Okay,
yeah
okay,
he
okay.
did he
Yeah,
did.
I can
It's
get
not
down with
bad.
that.
Here, let me see if I can do something real fast. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna. There we go. That's better. So now we can get the full body shot. So that's essentially what it looks like here. I think it looks good. I think it's probably one of his better suits.
Yeah.
Especially with all the lightning they added. But he
I don't
said
know.
he actually said in a quote down here. Um, it says, yeah, right here. It says adding something that has been long missing, the Flash's iconic boots. As Gustin put it, it's just always been the final element that I think has been missing from our suits. Because he's always had red boots, right? Isn't it
I
always
think
been
so.
red?
Yeah.
And then he's had like a belt sometimes, which is sometimes kind of weird, and I don't know.
I don't know.
Just their
I
opinion.
would. I think I would prefer more on this suit because it look like I don't know
Mhm.
the red just looks kind of awkward on his body type. I think,
I agree.
and so I would prefer probably like the rebooted Flash suit that's like it had all the lightning strikes and everything like that inside the suit
Mm,
and stuff like that. That would I
yeah,
think that would probably been nicer, but maybe that's like a
like
final season kind of deal.
you mean which reboot of the Flash?
The I think the second one,
The
the
what was it?
New 52, I think is what it's called.
Oh, New 52 Flash.
Yeah,
Sorry guys, if you see my hand, I just realized like, oh, they can probably see my hand. Um,
but I like it. I like that they're still like making changes and modifications to his suit and stuff like that. And I love that they kept the chin strap because whenever he didn't have that chin strap, he looked so weird. He looked
yeah,
really, really
he did
weird.
look weird. I would agree. I kind of remember that.
Oof.
So
Grant
like,
Gustin he does not have a Superman chin. We know that for a fact. I'm just sorry to say it. He doesn't.
so like, you mean like, let me see here. So you'd prefer something like, let's see, like something like this?
Yeah. And I think if I remember correctly, the lightning is not like just the Speed Force; it's actually a part of his costume.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
You know that it looks very similar to the one that they have.
but so I could be wrong. The lightning could be a part of his
Hmm.
suit, but it looks
Hmm.
like to me on the Grant Gustin picture, it looks like Speed Force, whereas this one
Yeah.
I think was actually part of his costume. And I also don't like how big his emblem
Hmm.
is, but this is just ticky
It
tacky. I
is.
love Flash
Yeah.
kind of things, but I prefer a much bigger emblem on his chest because it would take up
Hmm.
more room on him because it just looks kind of small to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think they could do. They have a lot of empty space. Is essentially
Yeah,
what you're saying, right?
exactly,
There's a lot
exactly.
of
Yeah,
empty space, and I could see removing that. Let me see here. There we go. Get that out of here. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Let's see.
I am excited about new season though, so I'm
Are
excited to
you?
see the villain.
Did you?
Yeah,
I haven't. I'm not caught up on Flash. I kind of jumped off.
tisk tisk tisk.
I don't know. I mean, is it? I just there was so much, man. They were incorporating so much. I just couldn't keep up with it, and I was
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
and they were getting really cheesy. I mean, they were getting
I mean, it's still
they
the
were
better of all the
injecting
CW shows currently, so
they were
I'll say that
injecting
much.
more cheese into each show. I mean, once Green Arrow said you have failed this universe, I was like, I can't move on from that. Like that is the Arrowverse like tier. Like it doesn't get any higher than that. So that was so fun. I laughed so hard when he said that. Anyways, I don't know if anybody
You had
listening
to know it
knows
was
what
coming
that
though,
is.
right? You had to know it was
Yeah.
coming.
You have failed this universe. And I was like, oh man. We know what that means.
You know what I would
Anyways.
love for them to do is
Mm,
they should have done a TV show about the different. I mean, you may have talked about this, but about the
mhm.
different Earths, so we could have understood what was going on there to care more about the characters instead of just kind of like
So
giving us,
yeah. So like a live action what if,
yeah, or
basically.
even an animated version. If they ever just done like how they did
Yeah.
the Vixen shorts,
Yeah, that would have been cool.
that'd have been cool
That's
just to know more about the different universes.
what's interesting is Vixen never really got a lot of traction. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I think they were thinking about starting a whole show for her, right?
I think so. And I liked that show a lot, actually.
Yeah, but I think it's because it was on a CW app, and the CW app back then, at least for sure, was bad.
It
It
was
was not a good app.
garbage. It was
It was not a good
garbage.
app.
Anyways, well, here we got a lot of updates for, there's Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. There's not a whole lot to say.
Oh yeah, the
There was some concept art.
oh, okay. This is the second Aquaman movie.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, that's
okay.
coming
I
out.
thought it was
They
the
did
cartoon Aquaman show.
no, they did release. And I'm sorry, guys, you're having to see my hands typing. Um, they did release a pretty dope. Did you see? Um, oh, what's Aquaman's villain's name? Remember his
Which
name?
one? Black Manta.
Black Manta, yeah. They did release an image of him that looks pretty dope. See if I can find it. That one actually did look pretty legit. Because his suit looks different.
Hmm.
Um,
I actually liked the suit from the first movie. It looked super royal, and like I like the shininess of the gold. It was great.
let me see if I can find it here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
Have you taken a look at the Aquaman TV show? The cartoon?
No, I haven't. The animated one.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be funny or is it
I
like?
think it's supposed to be funny.
Okay, I haven't. I saw that it was on there, but I haven't. I haven't like
I
looked
might watch
into
an
it at all.
episode just to see what it's about. I haven't heard good things about it, but
Really?
they could be wrong. They could be wrong, right?
Yeah, they could always be wrong. That's true. I haven't looked. It's on HBO Max, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, here. This is what his new suit looks like.
Ooh, okay.
Right? I think it looks pretty dope. They added a lot of, they added his abs and everything to show more definition, but he looks more menacing. He looks
Hmm.
scarier than he did in the other one. But I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
Um Aquaman is such a weird franchise cuz on paper you're like, "Oh, that won't be successful." But it actually did a really good job. Like
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
the first movie was pretty good.
I mean, when you
I
got Jason Momoa, I mean, you're bound to do some level of success,
I mean
right?
the first movie was just fun. Like it was just a
Yeah,
fun movie. Like there was no like, there was no bearings on, what's this how is this going to affect the rest of the universe. It was just like a fun movie to watch and I was very surprised.
yeah. I mean, I thought the CGI was done really, really well. The colors all
Mhm.
looked bright. It felt like I was underwater whenever we went there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and it didn't feel forced or overhanded with the seriousness of the DC universe at the time. It just kind of felt like, hey, we're just gonna do a really cool movie and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Adel and I were like both super surprised when we saw it, so we thought that was pretty crazy.
Okay.
I guess they're doing a new animated movie that's going to have static in it. I don't know a lot about this from Milestone Media. Um, which I like Static Shock. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about his character. I never watched the show back in the
Ooh,
day.
Icon
So,
and a Rocket. Okay.
do you know them? I know Icon. I don't know Rocket.
Yeah, yeah. Vaguely, they're minor characters,
Hmm.
obviously, but
There's something down here. It
it's an
says
animated show.
it's an animated movie.
Movie.
It's an
Okay.
animated
Movie.
film. It
Okay.
says. It also says something about. Let me see. They chatted with every aspect of Milestone. Milestone is, I guess, who they're. I'm assuming it's for more diverse characters. That seems to be what it's about. It says
Okay.
that they've talked about new seasons for Static Shock, so maybe they'll continue that. They seem to be pretty interested. I noticed DC seems to be pretty interested in continuing franchises that have been popular in the past.
Uh,
So I don't know.
how unoriginal.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. We got a new Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League trailer, which I have not watched yet, but it's the story trailer, so it's supposed to
We
give
don't
me
want to get
more.
copyrighted.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't do
Um,
anything anymore.
I know. Peacemaker. We got
I
some
heard about
Peacemaker
that. I
news.
didn't see. I didn't know. I just was like left field. They're doing a show about him, right? It's a show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a show for HBO Max. You didn't hear about that? I knew they were
No,
doing
I didn't
that
know that at all.
before I saw Suicide Squad. I saw that they were doing a show about him.
That is awesome.
Um,
I think he was my favorite. I think he was my favorite actor on the show, other than
Well, then
Polka Dot Man.
you'll probably love the show. Then you should check it out.
Yeah.
But I actually saw before DC Fandome. They put a teaser out there, and it looked funny. It was him meeting with the two people that he sees at the end of Suicide Squad, that are like he's alive or whatever, and so they like talk with him. Um,
Oh, so this is post Suicide Squad.
yes, this is right out. You remember the end? You remember
Oh.
the end credit scene, right, where he's still alive?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, that's where it picks up from. So,
Well, I loved
that'll be
him in the movie, so hopefully that sticks.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be James Gunn who's directing it, so that's what it seems like. Anyways, then there's this new Superman show that's coming out, Superman and
Uh,
Beyond. I'm not
Man,
really,
they just hate Jimmy. I've come to that conclusion.
bro.
No one likes Jimmy Olsen. He's just
I
the worst ever.
I loved Jimmy Olsen in Smallville, man.
Oh
He
my
was
gosh.
he was a fun character, but yeah, nobody likes him.
They give him
Everybody's
no justice in these TV shows, these movies. No
he
justice
was a
whatsoever.
bigger he was a bigger deal like back in the like 40s and 50s and the 60s, you know what I mean? Like when he like classic Superman comics, he
Yeah.
was like a much bigger deal than he is today. Like nobody knows who he is, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
guess, but like I think maybe not this generation, but our generation. If you were talking about okay, name three characters, not villains from Superman,
Mhm.
you would go Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and
Mhm.
probably Jimmy Olsen. Maybe you say one of his parents, but for the most part, people knew who Jimmy was. He was,
Yeah.
a white freckled guy, and
Well,
it's a shame that they keep like they keep doing this to him. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Well, like, and even in Batman versus Superman, he was in that, but they made him an agent.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, they just
undercover. But what's his name? Really, Jimmy Olsen? I felt like they were like that wasn't his real name because he was a fake. He was a fake reporter in the first place.
yeah, it may not have been then. It could have been just like his fake name. I don't know,
Oh.
but I find it kind of strange that they keep doing that to him. Putting him in the because he's basically like one of Superman's best friends, right? Like essentially,
Yeah,
I think he's the guy who he trusts with that and everything. But
I think he was one of the first people to know his secret identity too,
was he
other
in the
than Superman's
old
parents.
Superman the animated series?
I don't know. I
Was
would
he in
assume
that?
so, though. I would assume so because he was. I
Yeah.
mean, like you said before, he was a major part of
Hmm.
Superman's history, his whole
Yeah.
history. I mean, he honestly he had his. I think he had his own comics for a while, and
Hmm.
he was like center stage on a lot of Superman stories, like being like
Yeah.
one of the biggest plot points in the story. So
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, I never watched Superman the animated series, so I wasn't sure if he was in it, but it kind of makes sense. See, and then there was, they released the new Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow, which is a really horrible line. I Is not unique in any sense, and they're like, it's filled with optimism. I'm like, a better tomorrow. Like, I've heard so many movies and TV shows, and if you've ever watched any kind of medium where there's a big corporation, and they're a conglomerate, and they're building, they're like in science or something, it's always a better tomorrow, and I just find that so unoriginal. And I wish they would have just kept the American way. I have reasons for that we can talk about some other time. But
my
either
question
way,
is, why didn't they just change the whole slogan? Like, why keep truth and justice if you're changing it? Is it because he's not like an American anymore? Like he's not about America?
some people are like, well, here's my thing. I think they should have kept the American way because I think it is unique to the character. Superman, even his costume is modeled after the American
Yeah, it's
flag.
like it's basically a flag.
It's literally the American flag. So his whole point is he embodies
The
the
best values.
ideals. Yeah, the ideals. The thing is, America back in the day was it was something that people looked to as an ideal. We want to be like America. Like, we
Yeah.
want to be, and so that's
Not
where
saying
that
that we're
comes from.
perfect, not saying that we were ever perfect,
No,
but
no,
we had ideals that we were striving towards, which
exactly.
most
Yeah,
countries didn't.
people believe that America was the best country out of all of the countries, mainly because of how much freedom you were afforded there. Not that they didn't have anything wrong in the past, or that they didn't have problem. That every country has issues. Pretty much every country's had slavery. So, not glossing over that, but that's what Superman, represented. Right? Like, he
Yeah.
represented the Western idea of the American way, which is, essentially the thought. I was talking to my wife about it. Essentially, the thought of you have the freedom to be successful. You have the freedom to work. You have the freedom. You're equal. You are equal to everybody else.
Yeah.
Superman's going to save a black woman. He's going to save a white man. He's going to save anybody. And everybody's equal in Superman's eyes because we're all human. And that is a American Western ideal. Is that equality is first. And so a lot of people don't believe that's a thing anymore. So they took it away. So that's why I think it should stay, because I think it's in the character. I mean, you should just, if the American way doesn't have anything to do with Superman anymore, then you should just change his costume. I mean, that's kind of, I mean, he's literally wearing, red and blue right there. So I mean, that
Yeah.
was kind of the
Speaking
point.
of Superman and costume changes, I actually recently watched the Red Sun Superman.
Oh yeah.
It was actually really, really good. I actually really appreciated what they did with the character. I mean, some of the decisions obviously I didn't like, but
Mhm.
for the most part, I liked the movie. One funny weird thing that I noticed about the movie was that the movie basically told us that if Superman had landed in Soviet Russia, then Wonder
Mhm.
Woman would have been gay.
Oh really?
But because he didn't land in Soviet Russia, she's straight. So that was just a weird
I
learning
didn't know
moment that
that was such an
I
important yeah, I didn't know that was such an important piece of information. That's
Yeah, like
crazy.
he tries to make a move on Wonder Woman in the movie, and she goes, Sorry, I'm not that way. I grew up on a land of women. You make the connection, is what she says to him in
That's weird.
paraphrasing. But
Um,
basically, that basically means that because Superman landed in America, Wonder Woman now is straight.
oh,
So
okay. Well, that's as long as we got the important things out of the way.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
very important
I will
to
say
her.
that was a very minute detail in the story, but it was just weird that they made the point. It was a little weird to me they made the point that point
It was like
specifically.
there's no reason like
Yeah, yeah,
to,
yeah. It wasn't connected to the
anyways.
story at all,
Yeah,
really.
that's
But
crazy. Anyways, so we'll move on here. I'm actually super excited for this movie. I'm pretty sure it's a kids movie, but it's DC's League of Super Pets. And look at this casting, man. I mean, so it's it's the Super
oh, it's not.
Pets.
They got our boy
They got John Krasinski in there. They got Dwayne
Dwayne
Johnson.
Johnson. What is he doing
Kevin
here?
Hart is in it.
Okay,
Um,
Keanu. What? All
Keanu
the bangers.
Reeves. Kate McKinnon's in it, which she's okay. But like I was like looking
Is
at
it a
this
movie
casting.
or
Yeah,
is it
it's
a
a
TV show?
movie
Movie.
coming out
Okay, okay.
May 2022. So, and they're gonna have Crypto and
Yeah.
Ace, and
You
they're
know,
gonna
when I
have.
was a kid, I weirdly liked the Super Pets. I don't know why,
I did
but I
too.
always liked the Super Pets.
Crypto the Super Dog. I loved that
Yeah.
show. I
And
watched that show a
Bathound
lot.
was hilarious.
Bat was great. Catwoman had a cat. So did the Flash. Do you remember
Yeah.
Speedy?
Yeah, Speedy, yeah.
Yeah, he was super cool. I love that they all had superpowers too. Like that was
But
super dope. So
and I will say this, anything I haven't seen anything yet, I don't think, with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart that hasn't been like really funny. So that should tell
Central
us.
Intelligence.
You didn't like Central Intelligence?
No, I didn't. It was so stupid. It was a dumb movie. I
Okay,
hated
okay.
that
I would say
movie.
that's their worst movie. I would say
I
that's
agree.
their worst movie. But I still thought it was funny. I still thought there were like a lot of funny
Ah,
moments in it.
I
Like the shower
suppose.
scene when he's dancing or whatever. He's a big kid.
I hated
That
that
was pretty
scene.
funny.
It was so cringy, man.
A CGI rock on a teenage body.
I know. It was so and he has braces and stuff. It was just so crazy. But yeah, that movie I didn't really like. But you're right. I mean, a lot of they have good chemistry, so I'm sure
Yeah,
it'll be funny.
yeah.
But I think I don't know who Kevin Hart's playing. I don't know if he's playing Ace or if he's playing I could see Dwayne Johnson playing Bat Hound pretty
Yeah, that's what I
easily.
was thinking too. That's what I was thinking
So
too. So John Krasinski must be playing Crypto
I think
or
yeah,
Keanu.
I could see Keanu playing Crypto, but I don't know what the movie's going to be about. But I'm sure it'll be fun. It looks interesting. They put out a teaser or something for it. I think recently.
Ooh,
Um, it was just like a little snippet of what it'll look like. Um, but yeah, next pretty close May 20th of 2022. So just in a few months. Um, Doom Patrol's getting another season.
fourth
Uh,
season. Wow, that's crazy.
I didn't know it was that popular. I didn't know
Yeah,
that many people were watching it. That it
I
was
didn't know
going
it
to
was
get.
on for that long. I thought it was
Hmm.
maybe second, maybe third season. But I've actually heard really good things about Doom Patrol. I've heard it was really, really, a lot of people
Hmm.
really liked it. Like they liked it better than Titans, which is kind of weird to
Yes,
me.
I've
But
I've heard that as well. I've heard a lot of people like it better than Titans. There's probably less expectation with it, to be
true,
honest.
true,
That might
that's fair.
help. Um, the next thing that I saw on here, have you seen the Flash trailer yet? Did you get to see that? Bro, why do you always do this whenever it's your
Because I'm
favorite?
going to be disappointed. I know it. I know I'm going to be disappointed. I'm not ready for it.
I I th- I think you're just not gonna like the movie because you're choosing not to like it.
I'm not really an Ezra Miller fan. I'll be honest. I'm not. But I'm going to
I
watch
don't
it
either.
because he was okay in the role, and we'll see what happens in the movie.
I
I
didn't
don't
like
think
Ezra Miller. I didn't like Ezra Miller as the Flash either. I think he was
he
bad
doesn't
casting.
look like he doesn't look like Barry at all. Like in
Mhm.
no shape, form, or way. He's not
I
tall enough. He's not big enough.
mhm. I liked him better in the Snyder cut.
Yeah,
I liked him better in the Snyder cut. If we get more Snyder cut, the Flash, I'll appreciate it more. He's still jokey, but a little more serious. Like I
man.
hated how
They've
com-
changed the script so many times. I can't imagine this movie's going to be good. Like I just like the number of times they've gone through writers, directors. Even Ezra Miller was about to walk off the set at one point. Like I can't imagine this is going to be a good movie because of how much they've had to deal with just
I
trying
don't
to get
know,
the movie
man.
started.
Michael Keaton narrated the whole trailer. Michael Keaton Batman, bro. He's not my favorite Batman, but that's so cool. You got to admit that's
No, yeah, I
cool.
mean, yeah, yeah. You're you're
It's
you're You're trying to offer me hope here, and I don't want it. Okay, I don't want your hope. I'm gonna
Ben
go into this
Affleck's.
movie with the lowest of expectations
There's
possible.
probably going to be a Grant Gustin cameo. I mean, come on, man.
Lowest of expectations possible. I'm expecting this movie to be absolutely horrible.
Well, I saw the trailer and it looked good. There were different versions of him in the background too, so you got to see him talking, and then there was Supergirl. This universe's Supergirl next to him, and then there was another like Flash, and he's talking to. And we almost see the Batmobile from the 1989 Batman movie, which was kind of cool. So it was a good trailer. It was a good trailer. I wasn't like
Was it a teaser
super.
or a full trailer?
It's a teaser. It's a
Okay,
teaser. They didn't.
I don't think I'll watch it.
At the time they hadn't finished wrapping, but they're done now. They just finished filming everything, so they only had a teaser, but they'll probably put some more stuff out soon. I'm kind of interested about this. It's a Sandman. They're doing a Sandman show for Netflix. So I don't know how I'm feeling about it though, because it was going to be a movie, and they were going to have what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt originally was going to be the Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I find Sandman interesting. So do you have any feelings about that at all?
Not really. I'm maybe this is just the Christian, not even the Christian in me. Maybe this is just my upbringing, but I'm skeptical of things that have Satan's name in it. I don't know why.
That's true.
Like the show Lucifer, I wasn't able to watch just because I was like, I don't think I can cross that bridge. I've seen a lot of things, but I'm not sure I can cross that one. It's probably hypocritical. I'm pretty sure you could poke a hole in that, but I don't know.
Well, that's fair. I mean, to be honest, I didn't realize until they announced it. I didn't realize that Lucifer was going to play such a big part in the show,
Yeah,
because Sandman himself isn't. He's not a demon or anything. He's just like an entity
yeah.
that from the dream world, I think, is where he's from. But I don't know. I guess the story of it is interesting to me. I don't remember all of it at the top of my head, but there's different like people who represent different things. But if Lucifer is going to play a big part, I might not watch it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm super excited for this. It's coming super late, but I'm excited for they're doing the Injustice that Injustice animated movie, right?
Oh, okay.
They released another trailer for it. It's my thinking on it is I'm excited for it, but I would have been more excited if you would have released this like 6 years ago.
Yes, yes.
Like
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of Injustice.
That's the thing. The Injustice story is just old now. Like we've already seen evil Superman so many times, but I'm excited to watch it because it's supposed to be accurate to the graphic novel. Like they even show the scene where like Superman punches through Joker. It's rated R, so it's gonna be bloody.
Ooh, cool.
So yeah, so it's gonna be it's legit. And
here's my question. Why do we keep going to this storyline when there's so much better like storylines in the DC world? I mean, maybe this is the easiest one to do, but like there's one where Hal Jordan becomes Parallax. It's like, why aren't we doing that storyline? That storyline is amazing. There's the multicolored rings. Like, why aren't we doing that storyline? That's amazing.
I would love to see a White Lantern adaptation. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Or
go ahead.
I was gonna say the Dark Lanterns or Black Lanterns.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
The ones that come back from the zombie lanterns. Like, there's so much better storytelling. And I know I just named only Green Lantern stories, but
that's just a small. Because Green Lantern has a lot of good stories and he's underrated.
Yeah. I mean, the Flash. I guess we've already done that story, but I just feel like there's a whole mountain of stories that we can sift through before we ever come back to Injustice again. Like we've had the live action version of it, basically. I mean, you can argue that point or whatever. We've had 2 video games. We've had the comic series get lengthened, like not even just like the original, but now it's even more, I think.
Well, the thing is, it's popular. That's how popular it was. You know what I mean?
I don't know why though? I don't like it. It's not that entertaining. Like I don't know. I just feel like it's not the best storyline ever. So why do we keep seeing it over and over again?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't read the comics. I've heard from multiple people the comics are really good. I mean, I've read a couple of them, but I've heard that they're really, really good. So I mean, I haven't been on the storyline that much.
Okay, I mean, hey, if it's gonna be true to the comics, I'll watch it.
Yeah. You know what I watched recently? I watched The Long Halloween. Part
Yeah,
one.
I did
Part
too. That
part.
was
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
did? Part
Yeah,
one and part two. Yeah, I liked part one better, but they were both really good.
yeah, yeah. I like the
What did you?
animation style. I love Batman for the most part. I think.
hmm Did you say what? You're on what?
Huh?
What did you say you were on?
No, I said I love Batman and the animation style. Is what I was saying. I love Batman. I love the
Yes.
animation style.
Yeah. You know who
Um,
played Batman, right?
no,
No,
the
you
voice
didn't.
sounds familiar though.
It was oh, I forgot his name. The guy from Supernatural.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. You don't know his name?
No, no, no. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
I
no.
forgot his name.
Final answer.
I have to look it up. Otherwise, it's gonna bug me. Crap. Why can't I remember his name?
What was I about to say? I actually did not know who was Holiday to the literally the very very end. So that was
Yeah,
interesting.
that was. I didn't either. I kept wondering who it was, and then when they showed it, I was like, "Oh, that's surprising."
Yeah,
It didn't take me as off guard as I thought it would, but I
yeah,
was just
yeah.
like,
I agree.
"Oh."
I agree.
Um,
It was a girl, right? Or was it Harvey?
I don't know, man. Spoilers.
Ah, that's true.
Spoilers, man. It's. I think we can say who it is. I don't think anybody's watching. So, uh, Jensen Ackles. It was Jensen Ackles who voiced him.
Jensen Ackles. I don't know what that is
hmm
though.
Yeah, you do, but it's okay. If I showed you a picture, you'd be like, "Oh yeah."
I'm sure
Um,
he's like one of the main people on Supernatural or whatever.
yes, he is like the main character.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've seen his face before, but I don't know who he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I've never
Anyways,
watched that show.
I haven't either, but I know who he is.
Oh.
Anyways, Blue Beetle movie. They released concept art of his
Why?
costume. Uh,
Oh, okay. All
you
at
know,
next team. Okay.
yeah.
I was like, why are we getting a blue? Like, no one knows who Blue Beetle is. Like, literally, no one knows who Blue Beetle is. If you ask any like person who just watches superhero movies and ask them, "Oh, are you excited to see the Blue Beetle movie?" They're gonna be like, "What?"
Who's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's only people who watch like TV shows. If you watch, well, I mean, would you not want a movie about him?
I mean, yeah. I just
You know what?
we'll cover this later on, but this is
Mhm.
my problem with like I don't care about like, and me and you talked about this several times, but I don't care
Yeah.
about race swapping. I don't care about gender swapping. I don't care about sex swapping. Like I don't care if your sexuality. I don't care about that. If this person is now gay or whatever, I don't care about any of that stuff. But what I've come to realize is that a lot of times when that becomes when you do that kind of thing, that becomes the focal point of the story, and the
Mhm.
story is only driven by the person's sexuality or the person's gender or the person's whatever
Mhm.
race, and it's like the person is much more than just their race or their sexuality. Like any
Mhm.
person in the world, you're more than your sexuality, you're more than your race, you're more than your whatever, fill in the blank
Mhm.
here. So
Mhm.
that's why I get kind of down whenever I see these kind of things produced because I usually know what the end is going to be. The end is going to be. But
I can understand that. Yeah. I mean, I like his character because I kind of got to know him through Young Justice.
yeah,
So and
I think it's
that
pretty
was
cool.
yeah. I mean, he was cool. He's in Injustice 2, which I also got to know him through Injustice 2, and he's pretty OP in Injustice 2. To be honest, his suit's pretty dope. I'll say that. I know a little bit. I know his name's was it Jaime?
Hmm.
Jaime is his name, and yeah, and he's got a scarab, which is an alien. It's essentially like an alien species that connects to him and is a suit. It's almost kind of like the concept is very similar to like symbiotes,
Yeah,
where they talk to each other, like in Marvel. They talk to each other and everything, but the scarab is actually more like a suit than like this symbiotic, liquid thing.
I just hope that we get some more respect on the original Blue Beetle's name than we got
hmm
in Young Justice. I mean, obviously Young Justice wasn't about Blue Beetle, so that's probably why they
hmm
didn't do a more heavy
hmm
into him. But I hope the original Blue Beetle plays a pretty significant role in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know much about Blue Beetle?
Yeah, yeah.
You did? Okay, I didn't know if you did. I didn't know if you read the comics or anything. I have not. So,
Yeah, I mean, I
um,
think I've seen him mostly in the Justice League stuff, but I do know a significant much about Blue Beetle. Believe it or
gotcha. Apparently, this is a big thing. DC's Monkey Prince. I don't know
not.
anything about
Okay,
it. They brought it's a comic book series, an old comic book series that they're bringing back, and people are excited about it. I don't really care, but um, we got a new trailer for Gotham Knights, which comes out this next year, 2022. They haven't. I don't think there's a release date yet, but I'm kind of excited for that game. The thing is, I think it's going to be PS5 only, and I don't have a PS5, so.
If anyone wants to send us a PS5, I will send you a PO box to send it to us.
Hey, I'll give you an autograph. That's how much faith I have in our fans.
We'll give you a lock of Eric's hair.
That's fine. Yeah, I need a haircut, so it's totally cool. Batwoman is having its fourth season, and that's all I got to say about that.
Sorry, are you excited about the Gotham Knights? You think that's going to be an upgrade to the Batman?
I'm not looking at it as this is going to be an Arkham game. I don't think it's going to be an Arkham game. It doesn't look like it's going to be open world, so that's a couple things that I'm taking into consideration. But it does seem fun, and what's cool is I can play as Nightwing. I can play as all these other different characters. If it is open world, I would probably love it more. It has a different style than Arkham, but I am excited. I'm excited to play it and see some gameplay. I think they released some gameplay a while back with the first trailer, and it looked cool, but I want to see some more, and I kind of want to see what the game's like.
Okay, that's fair.
I have a feeling if you compare it to Arkham, you're going to get disappointed.
Okay.
Because it doesn't seem, even though the storyline almost seems like it fits with the end of the Arkham series, if you watch the trailer, it feels very different. It doesn't feel as dark. It feels more fun. But I mean, we'll see. I think Bruce is probably alive. I don't think he's actually dead. I think they think he's dead.
So you think you're gonna play with him in the game?
No, I don't think you'll play with him. I think the mystery is you'll find out where he's at. So,
ooh, here's a bigger question: is the Joker coming back?
That would be interesting because I don't know if the Joker's actually gone in this. Is he gone in this universe that they're playing in?
I thought he was, because I thought the last game Batman exorcised him from his mind, and that was the last place Joker remained. Is what I thought. But remember now, we got 3 Jokers in the DC comic book world, so
that's true.
He could come back as a different Joker.
Well, this one isn't connected to Arkham
at all.
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's why I say if you compare it, I think you'll be. It's done by. I mean, they have not said it's connected to the Arkhamverse. They have not said it.
So you're just gonna go with like it's not connected.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with it's not connected because I think the strange thing is if it's not connected, why did they go with this whole storyline of Batman's dead? Because that's essentially what we think
from the last game.
From the last game, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of how it plays out. So. It could be that they're like, hey, it's actually connected, or it might not be. So, but this is from, this is from the Warner Brothers Montreal studio, and the other games were done by Rocksteady, except for Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins was done by WB Montreal. So these are the same people who did Arkham Origins. So it could connect, but it doesn't seem like they are. But it's all about the Court of Owls, which will be interesting. You're kind of getting more attention nowadays. Batwoman, new season. I mean, it's okay.
Why are you hating, man? You don't want to see Batwing?
No, I don't want to see Batwing. I don't want to see the second-rate, Nightwing character. Like, it's just Batwing is not interesting to me at all.
I don't know. So I haven't obviously I'm not caught up on this season. I'm still in the 3rd season. And sorry, 2nd season. I'm only in the 2nd season. Wow. But it's different for sure, and the story is different. And it's funny because the first episode they're basically like telling you like to get over the fact that Ruby's gone, and it's like they're basically like kind of it's like a cheeky tongue-in-cheek thing about I'm guessing towards the fans about like some people are like, oh, what makes her worthy to be the next Batwoman or whatever. And they play that up throughout the show. So it's kind of I felt like it was kind of a little meta the first episode, which was kind of funny. But I haven't caught up to the finishing of the season. I'm kind of, to be honest with you, I don't want to see Alice in the third season. But
Well,
it
she's
seems
there.
like, it seems like she's gonna be the focal point. I think they need a new villain. After season two, they should have gotten a new villain. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that. But it's really unfortunate that Ruby left. Honestly, I think it was bad for the show.
Well,
Eric
I don't
doesn't
watch.
care.
I don't care. I don't watch that show. This is garbage.
Eric's not a real fan, guys.
Not a real Batwoman fan. You're right. I'm not down with that. They're
Not
doing a
all
cat.
redheads, I guess, huh?
No, she's a fake redhead, so not a real redhead. We've already talked about this. So they're doing a Catwoman movie. I'm okay. That's fun. Might be cool. I don't know. Well, it's fine.
Is it connected to any of the Batman movies, or is it connected to the
Um,
DC cartoon universe, or?
Releases on digital. Catwoman attempts to steal. Okay. Puts her in the crosshairs. All right. Meets up with Batwoman. Okay. It's an anime-inspired look. Maybe that's what makes it more unique.
Like Batman, the Soul Dragon, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. I haven't watched Batman Soul of the Dragon. I've been wanting to.
I don't want to really.
Let me see. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't say if it's connected to anything. So they kind of, I don't know if you knew this, but DC ended their continuity with animated movies.
Really?
Yep, they did in the what was it called? In the Apocalypse War. Justice League Apocalypse War. That was the last movie that was connected.
Oh.
And it ended because at the end, have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when Flash runs back in time and he's like, "You have to save us," or "You have to." Remember when they tell him that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he just he reset the timeline. Essentially, is what he did. So he went back in time and reset it, and that's how it ends. So there's a new. They haven't established what the new universe is for the
Or if
animated
there's a new
movies.
universe, because it seems like they're just kind of doing one shots from comics, is what it seems like.
That's what it looks like. I mean, and that might be good. They have a lot of great graphic novels,
Yeah.
And the thing with making the thing with doing a connected universe is then you have to do you can't do an exact version of the graphic novel. You have to do a connected version, So I mean, I don't know. Then we got DC's Legend of Tomorrow is
7th season. Wow. Talk about a show I didn't think that was going to last that long.
No, I didn't think it would last that
Tomorrow.
long. I didn't think it would last that season like that.
I thought it was going to be 2 seasons and then get canceled because people weren't watching it.
Yeah, I was thinking 3, and then it might go for 4, and then I was like, it'll be done. You know what surprises me is Arrow's done, which was the driving force for all these shows.
Yeah.
But the rest of these shows are still going. That's what surprises me.
Yeah.
I figured that would kill it. Just not because Arrow's so great, but because, hey, that show died. All right, we probably need to close that. Start something new and fresh. And they decided not to do that, that's all right. I mean, I don't watch anymore, but that's okay. There's another, I guess that one we talked about a couple weeks ago, the HBO Max audio thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's doing good because they're doing another one. It's called Batman Unburied. And it's gonna have a couple different voice actors in it. It's another voice type of thing, which is cool. So I don't know. I mean, I listened to a couple episodes of the HBO Max one, and that was kind of interesting. And then we already talked about this just a little bit ago, Jonathan. But the Batgirl's getting a movie. They kind of all they did was show concept art of her costume. I'm gonna run through these kind of quick, but Titans season 4, we will be getting that. They didn't say when.
Anyone likes Titans who watches our show, please comment below. Let me know why you like this show. I don't understand anyone who likes this show. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I'd like to know
like this show. Please comment why. Give me a legitimate reason why you like the show. Don't just say because Nightwing's in it. Don't just say because fake Batman's in it. Don't just say because fake Joker's in it. Give me a real reason why you like this show, because I don't understand it. I do not understand it.
It's hard because Jonathan and I were talking about this earlier, and we enjoy. Well, for some reason we can't not watch the show. there's something about it that we like, but we don't know what we like about it.
Fair.
I don't understand, because I asked him, I was like, so you're gonna stop watching it? And he was like, no, I have to keep watching the show. So, and I kind of feel the same way. Like I kind of don't want to give up on it. Maybe it's because I'm already invested. I don't really know.
We are 3 seasons in at this point, so
we are. That's
if
true.
you're not invested now, I don't know when you're gonna get invested.
That's true. Oh, we got. Jonathan, I don't know if you saw this, but Harley Quinn season 3.
Hey, I've been waiting for this. Why is it taking so long? Season 2 came out like that. So why
They
is season
addressed.
3 taking
They
so
did
long?
a little clip for the show, and they addressed it. They addressed that.
Oh god.
Like Harley Quinn came out in animated form and was like, she was like, my third season was like announced back in like 1972, and she's like, it's 2020 2021, and we still haven't heard anything. And she said something
so
about
meta. I love it. The show is so meta. I love how meta the show is.
She said something about I forget what it was. She said something about like it's like the artist they died from acute carpal tunnel or something. But basically I think the animation is just taking a long time to do season 3 is essentially what it comes down to, is they're still working on animation. But they gave us a little trailer, like a little teaser. That was kind of interesting.
Did they say when it's coming out?
Sometime next year.
Next year.
Yeah, so they don't have a date yet, but it could be, I'm guessing, mid to late 2022. So not too far, but it will be next year. I'm actually interested in this show. So they're doing a show called Batman the Caped Crusader.
Ugh.
It's okay, what was that about?
I hate when they try to draw Batman like really either really vampire-y or really batty, and I don't like it.
I can understand
never like
that.
it. Oh gosh, his jaw looks way too square.
Well, okay, so it's going to be done by Matt Reeves, which is the director of the Batman movie, J.J. Abrams, and then Bruce Timm, which if you know who Bruce Timm is, he's the guy who wrote Batman the Animated Series. So he's going to be doing this, and if you liked Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Timm says you'll probably like this because it's going to be like that, but it's going to be more gritty, more adult themes as well. So it's an animated show, but I'm excited to get some about it. So they played a little bit. It's also supposed to be more of a noir detective feel. So I'm kind of excited about that. But I don't know. Any thoughts, Jonathan? You're making noises.
The word we're using now, noir. Everything's realistic and gritty.
Everything's noir.
Everything's detective. He's a better detective in this one. Like what? What are we talking about?
Well, you know why they're doing that is because the early movies, none of the movies ever covered that. Rarely did the movies touch on.
Yeah, it was like a little touch of it. They're like dabbed it real quick and be like,
they were like,
don't forget.
They're like, no, he just fights people. He fights people, and like that's, he is a detective. That's why they're trying to focus more on it.
I will say I like that about the Long Halloween.
Yes, I like that too. That was interesting to see him. And that I didn't realize, I never read that comic book, but I didn't realize it was like a whole year for him to figure that out. I was like, dang, that's crazy. They talked about some action figures that are coming out. Young Justice Phantoms season 3, it is on HBO Max right now, Jonathan. So
really,
yes, so you can watch not the entire season. There's like 4 episodes, I think, out. They're putting new episodes each week, so you can actually watch the newest season right now. It is on there. And somebody mentioned that it looks like they might be focusing on the original group a little bit more. So that might be good, because I loved season 1 of Young Justice. I thought season 1 and season 2 were great.
Was definitely my favorite season.
Yeah, I like that the most, and I actually did you like the 3rd season?
I haven't finished it yet, man. I'm struggling.
Really? You didn't finish it? I actually finished it pretty quick. I enjoyed it.
There's more? My goodness.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff. I'm almost done though. We're almost at the bottom. I didn't really get to read much of DMZ, but it's going to be a limited adaptation, like comic, like kind of like Watchmen was for HBO Max. I don't know what it's about. They're doing the show called Naomi. It's a new series for the CW. There was a lot of cheese in the trailer. I saw it. There was a lot of cheese. So I mean, if you want to watch it, you can.
Power?
Based on the comic book from Brian Michael Bendis. I don't know much about her, but she does get superpowers. In the trailer, she's going to film Superman because he's fighting, and she's going to go film him for a blog. And then she gets there, and then there's some sort of weird alien thing that happens, and then she watches him fly away, and then she has like superpowers. But
Okay,
anyways,
whatever.
yeah, I don't know. Shazam Fury of the Gods, they did a little short thing there. They're currently filming that. That was kind of cool to see. Wonder Woman 80th anniversary is this year, so October 21st is Wonder Woman Day, so they're doing some stuff for that. Comic book crossovers for Wonder Woman. I've kind of wanted to watch this Sweet Tooth. It's on Netflix. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, no, I'm good. It looks kind of creepy to me.
Look kind of creepy. Well, Robert Downey Jr. produces it, so and I'm a sucker for anything he produces. So I was kind of interested to see it. The comic book is a little bit darker, but they said this one's more for like kids. Oh, okay. So I'm like the only guy who's excited for this that I know of. But bro, the Pennyworth season 3. I watched Pennyworth for a little bit, but then I lost Epix, the channel that Pennyworth is on, and I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I can't watch Pennyworth anymore because I don't have cable anymore, and you don't have the Epix channel. I checked, you don't have it, so I can't watch it." But the beginning of next year, they're bringing Pennyworth to HBO Max, so you can watch for the first season and the second season, and they're currently filming the third season.
It couldn't have
That
been
you
that
can
good.
watch.
Come on now, calm down.
I really enjoyed it, man. It was a lot more interesting than I thought, so I'm pretty excited for it.
Was it better than Gotham?
If you like Gotham, you'll like Pennyworth. Yeah, the writing is better than Gotham for sure.
Huh. Okay.
The writing is better than Gotham. If you like Gotham, you will like this show. That's what I think.
I just don't care that much about like. I feel like they're giving us everything but Batman. Like I just want a Batman.
I know what you mean.
I want a TV show of Batman. Just give me that. I don't care about freaking Pennyworth. I'm sorry, I don't care about Alfred that much.
Dang.
He's a nice addition, but he's not the main character. I don't care.
The acting is really good in the show too. The acting is crazy good.
Dang, better than Gotham?
Oh yeah, the acting is great.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay.
Well, let me. Well, what are you looking for when you say good acting? Because I'll be honest, it's Pennyworth, so you have a lot of made-up characters or characters that are deep in the comics that they're bringing. They're not like Batman supervillains. So
we'll see. We'll see. I'll try to get around to. I don't know, man. There's so much to watch, and Pennyworth is like at the bottom of my list for sure.
I know, but you're watching Titans.
Don't remind me. Don't
give me that. Don't give me that. Anyways, so and then finally the Batman. So we got the new trailer.
That's a nice picture.
Isn't that a good poster? That's a dope poster.
Do you know who the villain is going to be in this movie?
Riddler.
Okay, the Riddler. Okay. I thought it was Joker for some reason.
No, I'm glad they're not doing Joker.
I'm glad they're not doing Joker too, but like that, I saw the trailer, and there's a scene where he's like, "What have you done?" And I thought I was talking to the Joker, but I like that it's going to be the Riddler. So
that's pretty much everything with DC Fandome, guys. But Jonathan and I are going to talk a little bit about, and thank you for sticking with us. If you did, there was a lot of information, and I really just kind of went through it pretty quick. As quick as I could without us ranting.
If you got any questions about some of our reactions, because we didn't cover all this stuff, but if you got any questions about some of our reactions, just comment below.
Yeah. So, anyways, Jonathan, what did you think of the Batman trailer? Because I watched the Batman trailer, and you watched the Batman trailer. What did you think?
I'm excited. I mean, Robert Pattinson still looks weird to me as Batman. I just don't see it. But I'm
as Batman or Bruce Wayne?
As Batman.
Okay.
I think he looks fine as Bruce Wayne. Like I think he could be a Bruce Wayne. I'm so used to watching him in Twilight. So he's kind of he's not really like a super engaging actor. It didn't seem like, at least in Twilight. I don't remember last thing I saw him in. I saw him in something, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. No offense, but I'm gonna have to agree with the internet, and I think that's your fault because you haven't watched anything else that he's in. And he's been in a lot of independent films that he's done a very good job in.
Oh, it's my fault that I haven't seen an independent film. Okay, come on, internet.
What? It's not hard to watch them, bro. Like there was the movie he did with William Dafoe that I only saw clips of, and I could tell he did a really good job on it. But it was I forget what it's called, but basically it's like a haunted. It's an old style like haunted. Like they're both sailors and they're at sea. They're lost at sea and they're stuck. It's called The Lighthouse. That's what it's called. You should look up some scenes of that. You might find that interesting, especially for someone who likes The Crucible. So I think you'd probably find that interesting. So I'll send you something to watch. But he's in that. He does a pretty good job with William Dafoe. There's a couple other movies he's in too that I've heard he does a really good job in. I think, but what I've heard is that most people who saw him in Twilight, if that's your only point of reference, then you really don't understand his acting because that was really early in his career and he's done tons of stuff that he's gotten a lot of recognition
Hey,
for
I thought
since
he
then.
was good in Twilight, so I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I thought he was great in Twilight. I thought he played the role perfectly. I'm just saying that's what I'm used to seeing him
Sparkly
as.
Batman.
But when I see him like take off the Batman mask, I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just not how I imagine Batman would look. But
That's fair.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for the movie to say the least. I'm
Hmm.
more excited for this than I am for Flash, which is something I never thought I'd ever say in my entire life, and I'm kind of sad that I said it, but it's true.
It's because the trailer looks great, man. The trailers look
Yeah,
good.
the
What
trailer did look
so
great.
so what
Trailer did look
trailer
great.
did you watch? Do you watch the second one, the newest one?
No. I watched. I don't think it was the newest one because I know they said there was another one on YouTube. I don't know which one I watched though. I didn't. I just watched the one. And I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm excited to see that.
Okay. Well, then I don't know if you watched the one that was released recently or not. So
I don't know. I'm not planning to watch another one. So
oh, dang. Well, then we might as well just skip talking about it because if you haven't, you said you saw the Batman trailer, but then I was like, I'm guessing he didn't see the Batman trailer because the one that we saw clearly showed a question mark for
yeah,
the
no, I saw
Riddler.
that. I saw that.
Oh, you did see that. Okay,
Yeah,
then you saw the newest one. Okay.
yeah.
So what do you think of the feel of the movie?
Dark. Um,
Do you
I don't know,
like the
man.
re- do you like the way they're going or do you think it's going to be
I don't know. There's this part of me in the back of my brain that's like nagging me. It's like something's off, but it looked
Mhm,
really good when I saw the trailer. So I'm excited for the movie.
mhm,
I guess I'm not sure too much what to expect, which is what I want to have going into this movie. I don't want
mhm,
to really be like, I know what's going to happen. Like I know for sure this is going to be the way it goes. So, but there is a
mhm.
small part in the back of my brain that's like, don't believe the hype, don't buy into the hope. It's going to be bad. And I'm like, shut up. Maybe that's just like past trauma that I've
might
experienced.
might be. It might be.
Got some
Um
PTSD back there or something. But
I kind of have a similar feeling whenever I watched the second trailer. The first trailer I was like, "Oh, this movie's going to be great." Then I saw the second trailer which is the one where it shows like the Riddler and everything like that, and I was like, there's something about this for some reason that makes it feel I don't know, can you have a Batman movie that's too detective based? Like I'm
yeah,
wondering what happens if they lean into one element of Batman but then they don't show
the other
anything
stuff.
else of who he is, you know what I mean?
I
Um
mean, I wouldn't be upset with that if that was like an entire like if that was his entire if this wasn't a one shot movie, I would be upset about that. But I
mhm.
think just because we haven't seen it so much, I would like a heavy dose of it in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're trying to go with like a film, like a detective, like an old school detective type of feel with it, which is cool. Um I also think the guy Colin Firth who plays the Penguin looks great in this. And the only thing casting choice that I don't like is I don't like Catwoman.
Really. I
I mean,
think I
she's
had
a
the same reaction. I don't remember for specifically, but I felt like
and
I had similar.
I don't know if it's her or her costume that I don't like. I don't know much about the actress. I haven't seen her or anything, so she might do great, and she probably will do good. But Catwoman, they also said in the interview that Catwoman is supposed to be very different in this. Like she's not really fully Catwoman yet, so she's gonna be a little bit of a different character. So I don't know how that's gonna be. But when I saw her in the movie, she has this weird like she has a mask on. Have you seen that? Like her little
I didn't get a good look at it.
okay, well she has like a forget what to call it, but she kind of has like a ski mask on where it's like you pull it over your eyes and you have eyes and you have like a mouth. But then she's got these two little bumps right here that are supposed to be like cat ears it looks really like not good. Like I don't know. It just doesn't look. I'll see if I can find a picture really fast.
I'm
It's
looking
not
now.
my favorite. See if you
Interesting.
can find the Catwoman.
I see it. Interesting.
Yeah, the
Ugh.
one you saw it of her with like the mask over her head and
Yeah.
everything. And okay, yeah, it was weird. It was like a weird little. She's got these little bumps, and I was like, that's kind of weird. That doesn't look like Catwoman to me at all. But I don't know. It might be good. I don't know. I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of up in the air. I don't know like how I feel about it. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, that's the beauty of DC, right? Unpredictability. With
That's
Marvel,
true.
you're always expected to pretty much get a good movie. With DC, you never know.
Well, DC, it's like either it's really good or it's like,
A hard
oh,
flop.
that was, yeah. I mean, it's never, very rarely do you find in between movies with them. Um, like I don't know. That's how I felt about the Snyder Cut. I loved the Snyder Cut so much. I loved it like a lot. I thought it was a really good movie. I thought it was this Justice League movie that we deserved,
Hmm.
or that we needed, but not the one we deserved. I don't know, however that goes. So, anyways, well, the Batman that'll be fun when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. It comes out in March, so pretty soon, right around the corner. Um, anyways, so we're gonna move on from there real fast. And guys, thank you for watching with us. And it looks like we got somebody watching on Twitch, and we have someone watching on YouTube. So that's about all we got right now. But we're going to move on to the next thing. Jonathan, you want to talk a little bit about comics and kind of how they're changing a little bit, just some stuff you've been picking up lately, right?
Yeah. So we were talking, and this is what I was talking about earlier, or alluding to earlier. Um, when I was a kid growing up, uh, comics were a big source of inspiration for younger kids. It was a hope that you could be better than what you were, and that's what that's what a lot of superheroes and comics were supposed to symbolize: your better selves. And they struggled. Obviously, they went through trials and errors, and they had villains that they had to encounter. But those villains were basically trying to teach you a story about humankind, about mankind, about the duality within yourself, about um, you know, when is what do we define as evil in the world? All these kind of different kind of things. It wasn't just bad guy bad, so let's kill him, or bad guy bad, so let's throw him in jail. There was depth and nuance to these characters, and they and this is what a lot of people don't. I don't think a lot of people who haven't read old comics realize, but there was a range of comics. There wasn't just like it wasn't just specifically,
Hmm.
all of them were straight white guys. There was a range of comics. There were black characters, white characters, Hispanic characters, and these were all original characters. They were
Hmm.
originally this way, and a lot of them had great success, especially the black characters. Um, in a time where you didn't see a lot of that happening in Hollywood. You didn't see a lot of happening in entertainment.
Hmm.
Um, but the thing that I would love about these comics is that there was nuance to these characters, and they told a particular story from a particular angle. But it wasn't all about the angle. It wasn't all about just the who the character was.
Hmm.
It was a lot to do with different story types coming into conflict with one another.
Hmm.
And now they're changing, and they're becoming more about, again, like I was talking about before, your sexuality. It's all about sexuality. It's all I think is about all about your race,
Hmm.
all about your gender, you know. And so like we're seeing these different characters change, and it's a little frustrating as someone who's watched read comics from a very very young age.
Hmm. What do you think of the whole? I'd like to get your take on this, because I can't remember the last time we had this conversation. But do you prefer like new characters, or because a lot of characters are changing currently right now? Like we have a lot of characters that are, um, like we have Superman recently, or the not Superman, but the son of Superman, who just came out as bisexual, and then we have Robin, Tim Drake, who just came out as bisexual. What do you think of that type of, do you like that they change characters that seem to have been with us for a long time? Or would you prefer them just like, excuse me, sorry guys, or do you prefer them to like, create a brand new character and do it that? Because I've heard arguments to both. But sometimes to create a good character, it's a win lose situation anyways, or it's a lose lose situation anyways. Because like if you create a new character, people are like, oh, you just created them to be bisexual, and now people hate them, Or well, I don't know. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was talking about beforehand. I don't mind those kind of characters because they've existed in comics long before now. I mean, I don't think we had, I don't think there were ever any trans characters in the comics, but gay characters, lesbians, bisexual characters, you know, women in comics. That's been there for generations of comic readers,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the point that I'm trying to make here is I don't like no comic fan. I don't think on any side of this political spectrum that you want to call it wants to be preached at about anything. Even if you agree with the person, you don't want to be preached at throughout your comic book reading because you're reading comic to escape from whatever else is going on in the world. You read comics to escape from those kind of things. So it's kind of unfortunate that that's become the reality of comic books.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree. Well, I think the other thing too is this is how I've always taken it. Agenda is it's easy to find agenda in art when that's the sole purpose for the art to be created, and representation in the way that the general population uses that term. That is, I mean, you can't disagree that is an agenda. That's an agenda that we're trying to get, if you're trying to do something, hey, we're trying to get more Black people in comics. You can, we're trying to get more sexually fluid characters in comics, things like that. I mean, that's an agenda, whether you like it or not. So, what my point is that nobody likes an agenda. So if you feel like you've created a character that you love, that's interesting, that's quality, it'll usually shine through.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like Miles Morales is a good example of that. When Miles Morales like first got created, I don't think he was like everybody's favorite because they felt like they were making someone to replace Peter Parker.
Yeah.
But the way they grew that character, he's become someone who is like really interesting and you enjoy. I mean, he even got his first video game recently, which I've heard is great. So I mean, there's a right way to do it. And I think that like you said, when you make that character completely about their identity or their race or their sexuality, that's where it kind of starts to not be as fun. But anyways, let's see here. I think, guys, real fast, let me see here. If you guys give us a second, we got a little bit of a quick emergency. Jonathan will be back in just a little bit, but we're going to pause real fast and we'll come back in a little bit. All right. We'll talk to you guys in a second. Jonathan's just got to go do something real fast for a friend. And we'll be back in just a little bit.
Hello?
Double intro. Double intro. What's going on? Gotta unmute yourself.
And we switched sides, is what I was saying.
We did switch sides. My bad. Here, I can. Boom. Boom. We're back. Okay. Normal sides. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Did you get
Had a little
everything
car
taken care
trouble.
of?
Yeah, man. I'm a man. Sorry. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well,
Let me just for all you guys who haven't gotten
mhm.
married yet, okay. Sometimes when you do something in your household and you're like, "Wow, I'm a man," you just get that moment, that little sense of pride. Like you put something together and you're just like, "Dang, I'm a man,"
I've been there. I understand for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, anyways, sorry about that, guys. We're gonna jump back into it. We had to pause for a second, so thank you for hanging on with us. Hopefully, it wasn't too long. Anyways, we're just gonna kind of wrap up the podcast here in just a little bit, and we're gonna talk about a couple more things. Um, One thing we wanted to talk about was our Venom 2 review. So we had Venom: Let There Be Carnage. It came out, was that 2 weeks ago? I think is when it first came out. So I finally got to see it. Jonathan saw it before me, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. I will start, I guess. I usually ask Jonathan to start, but I'll start with this one. It's a mediocre movie. It's okay. I liked the first one actually a lot better, which is weird, but I liked it more. I did. I liked the first one a lot more. What about you?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, yeah. The first one was much better.
Hmm.
I still enjoyed the movie. I just thought it didn't feel like it had any like oomph in it. It just kind of felt like
Hmm.
a little bit of a watch and repeat of the first one. There's another
Hmm.
symbiote, Venom
Hmm.
and Eddie have back and forth conversations, which is always funny. Um,
Yeah.
but I just didn't feel like anything like really like wow kind of
Mhm.
happened in the movie.
I felt like, and I feel like I said this about another movie recently too, but I don't remember what it was. I feel like they made the movie just to get to the end credit scene.
Ah, yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like. I felt like they rushed through the movie. Let's say this. Let's start with good things. What did you like about it?
Eddie and Venom's relationship was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Their little arguments and spats and back and forth was
Hmm.
really cool.
They got that
Um,
down to a T. That
yeah,
whole relationship is really good.
I liked Carnage for the most part.
Hmm.
I mean, it wasn't a rated R movie, so really wasn't a lot of wiggle room with a
Hmm.
serial killer in
Hmm.
a PG-13 movie, which is kind of weird to me. But man, what's the guy's name? I always know his name when I need it, but now I'm
Hey
blanking on
Mitch.
it. Huh?
Hey Mitch. No.
No, no, the actor who
Uh,
played him.
yeah. That's Oh, I can't remember his name either. What the heck? Something. Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, there it is. Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson.
Hmm.
I thought he did fine with Venom. I mean, with Carnage, I just man, I feel like there was a lot left on the table there. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I felt like I actually thought I've noticed a lot of people didn't like Woody Harrelson in that position. I didn't mind him. I thought that they rushed through everything really quickly. I thought
yeah,
that was more so the problem. It just felt really. I mean, it was a short movie, and we're used to longer ones, and it just felt really. I don't know. It felt really kind of rushed
90
through. I
minutes.
mean, yeah, it was 90 minutes long. I mean, it was, and you're setting up a whole new villain and trying to give, and his origin story wasn't really very, they didn't make it as ground as it could have been. I will say, did you like I liked how they handled it in a PG-13 setting where they did the little animation for like how
Animation,
he,
what animation?
remember when they were like, he killed his grandma and pushed her downstairs and then like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah.
was kind of, that was kind of interesting how they did the little animation. I kind of liked that. Um, at least to the point to where it was like it was like, well, that's a good way to run through it. But it felt like it just felt like he didn't there wasn't a lot of weight in the in his character. It just kind of felt like they made him feel like a throwaway character. Like, we don't really care about this guy, we just need a villain, so that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
um the other thing was, I was surprised that they spoilers, I'm surprised they killed him off at the end.
Really? Why? I wasn't.
Because it's Carnage. Because it's Carnage. But technically, Carnage can always come back. I mean, there's lots of different ways that he can come back, right, in
Yeah.
the comics and stuff. So they've never ever really like killed him. I want to see him fight against Spider-Man, and with them, with the Venom universe. We're kind of jumping. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but with the Venom universe coming into Marvel, you would think that they would leave, Carnage is a big deal, or maybe they were just
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
we need to get the comic book characters, comic book people, fans off of our backs and do Carnage while we can. I don't know,
Uh,
maybe it was that type of thing.
well,
um
I mean, Venom doesn't have a lot besides Carnage. As far as I know, at least. I mean, I'm not. Again, I'm not. I don't
oh
call
I
myself
just
an
Yeah.
expert on it, but
Well, there's a few others. I mean, he mainly has symbiotes that he fights against, right? So he has
yeah,
Toxin, there's Toxin as well. um and then there's isn't there Scream, there's a few others.
yeah. But I thought
uh,
that's what the girl was supposed to be. I thought she's supposed to be like a Banshee type character, like a Scream type character,
I
or a Scream as a
guess
symbiote.
I think Scream's a symbiote, I
I'll be
thought.
honest. Again, I never really liked Venom that much as a character in the first place.
Hmm.
Especially apart from Spider-Man, so I'm not
Hmm.
super into his lore. But I
Hmm.
guess I just assumed it was just like Carnage or bust.
I guess what I mean is, maybe they got rid of Carnage because they were like, we can't have him in the MCU.
That's
So
fair.
let's
That's
just go
fair.
ahead and knock him out. But I kind of hate that because Carnage is a really good character. He's very interesting, but he's very gory. I mean, he's very crazy and psychotic too. Um, so I don't know. It's one of those. And the sad thing about the Venom universe is you always want to see Spider-Man fight whoever Venom is fighting. You know, you'd want to see Spider-Man there. My sister, I watched the movie with my sister. This is the first time that she ever watched Venom, and
Yes,
so
Eric took his younger sister to go see a movie about a serial killer.
she's
That's the kind
crazier
of big
than me,
brother he
bro.
is.
She's crazier than me, bro. She likes movies that I can't watch. Like she's into like horror movies and scary murder movies, like where there's an actual killer, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not into that. But she I took her. She's 17, so I mean, I think she's old enough to go. But anyways, she watched Venom the night before, and she liked Venom a lot. She like a lot actually. And then we watched the second one, and she was like, "I loved the second one. It was so good." I was like, "What? How did you like it?" But yeah, she was totally down. She liked Venom a lot. Um, and anyways, I just thought the movie was very, I don't know, it was passable. I felt like I was just watching it to see what would happen at the end, because of what did happen at the end. So let's talk about the end then, if you don't have anything else to say.
Oh yeah,
Um,
a couple things. I didn't like the Scream character. I thought she was stupid. I didn't see any reason for her to be in the
mhm.
movie.
I didn't either.
Um,
I agree.
I didn't like the ending at all. I didn't. None of it made sense towards the end, especially the big fight. The fight was fine, but it was just obviously CGI monsters going against each other.
Mhm.
Um, I the person I didn't like was it. Um, I think that was it. I think that was it. I didn't feel any weight from any of the music. I didn't feel
Mhm.
any weight to the movie itself.
Mhm.
I thought it was dumb that his ex-wife came back. I was like, and she was already engaged, and I was like, well, this is over. I don't care anymore.
I don't remember that part. Ex-wife.
Yeah, yeah. The was she a redhead? Maybe she was a blonde.
Talking about Eddie Brock's girlfriend.
No, no. Well, no, no. Well, they were engaged. They were engaged, or were they?
Oh, were they
Yeah, they were
engaged?
engaged. They were engaged, and then he they were engaged, and then she broke it off with him. Yeah, she broke it off with him.
Mm. Mm. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't like aware of that. I haven't seen the first movie in a long time, so it's been a minute. But yeah, I just thought I don't. There wasn't much to say that I liked about the sequel.
Hmm.
Um, I liked the. I don't know. I liked Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy as Venom. He does a good job, which is what I said about the first movie. The first movie at least had some sort of interesting, thing about it. I don't really know how to describe it, but the first one was at least a little more interesting. The second one, it just kind of felt like more of the same. It didn't really feel like the stakes were any higher.
Hmm.
And I actually, the beginning of the movie was interesting when he like called him over and said, "I want to talk to you and tell you my story." That if they would have played into that a little bit more, it would have been interesting. I heard a good take on it online, and somebody said that they could have done it well and for a PG-13 setting if they would have made it more of a psychological thriller.
Yeah, I agree with that
They
totally. Yeah, 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 yeah,
It
yeah.
could have been a lot more interesting if they would have talked about like if they would have gone into the psyches of both characters and really tried to shake things up a little bit more
Yeah, like
there.
done more like got more into he kind of seemed less like a serial killer, more I guess. I mean, I guess it's potatoes and potatoes,
Mhm.
but he kind of felt more like a just a mass murderer than a serial killer, because he was just kind of killing anybody he came across once he got the symbiote.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he didn't feel like he was like someone who really cared about the
Hmm.
killing as much as he cared about just I guess moving
Hmm.
people out of his way.
And we didn't even really get to see. I didn't feel like there was a connection between Carnage and
Venom.
no, not Venom. Well, yes, there. That's a good. I agree with that. There wasn't, but between Cletus and Carnage, there
Yeah.
didn't seem to be a real connection. I kind of wish we could have seen more of that. Um, I mean, honestly, the movie could have, if they would have done it right, the movie could have easily been 2 hours or 2.5. Like they could have made it that long, but they chose not to. But I don't know. It was very lackluster for me, and I was expecting more out of it. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but when I heard how long it was, that it was only an hour and a half, I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to be that great. Um, and apparently it was going to be longer. I really don't know why it was
It
that
wasn't.
short.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree. I mean, like with the way they did the storyline, there wasn't really much else to talk about, within the story
well, they could.
other than Cletus.
I felt like they just did like a bare bones story. They didn't really. They could have done a lot more. They could have
Hey
gone
man, they're making
deeper
that
into the
Marvel
characters,
money
but
now, so it doesn't matter. They're making that Disney money now. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't
well,
matter.
okay, we should probably talk about it then. So, the end credit scene? What did you think of the end credit scene?
Whatever. I don't.
What? You didn't like the end credit scene?
It was okay. I mean, like, okay, he's in the Marvel universe now. I don't know why I should be excited about
Why
that.
am I doing this live stream with you? You're like, so you don't give us anything, Jonathan. I don't really care. It's just like you don't even like superhero movies anymore,
I
do
probably don't,
you?
honestly.
You're
I
so
just,
done.
I didn't get a wowzers. That was crazy. It was just like, oh, okay.
Is it because you expected it?
I expected something. I didn't know what to expect, but I expected something, some sort of connection between him and the Marvel universe because
Oh, okay.
I
So
figured he's gonna be the next movie.
okay. So I did not expect that going in. I heard there was rumors about it, but I was thinking, okay, it's just a rumor. We don't really know. So when I actually saw it, I was like, well, that's crazy. But basically, what happens is you see Venom and Eddie go to an island at the end because people know that Eddie is Venom now. So he has to go to an island and retreat, and so they to get away from everybody. So they're on this like island where there's huts and everything, and then they go into this hut, and then Venom says something about let me show you what does he say, let me show you my like history or my ancestors history or something like that, right?
Hmm.
And then because he says that he's been alive for like a really long time, that's actually, I would say, for most people, that's actually the more interesting part of that scene.
Hmm.
Because when that happens, then there's all of a sudden some sort of like shaking thing, and then for the people who haven't seen it, basically all of a sudden we see Eddie, and he's like in a different. He doesn't move, but like everything around him shifts, and he's like in another place. There's a dude there in his room, and then you see on the news that they show Peter Parker and that he's Spider-Man, and then Venom like sees it and gets like he's like, oh, I remember you, or something like that. So I think that was probably more of the interesting part of that whole scene, was that Venom actually recognizes him for some reason.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have lots of questions about that, but I guess they're supposedly supposed to be resolved in No Way Home. Now, my only concern about No Way Home is that that's going to be the only shot we get of the multiverse, and I'm not super thrilled about that. It's kind of reminds me of Civil War. It's like Civil War was like, you know, 30 or 40 graphic comics all put together, and then it
Mhm.
became a one movie kind of deal when it should have probably been a lot more.
What do you mean
Um,
it's the only thing of the multiverse that we're getting?
well, I said that's my question. Is it going to be the only
Oh,
multiverse movie we're going to get, or are we going to get more?
oh no, we're getting more.
How many more do
Doc-
you think we're going to get though?
well, we already know Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's the name of it.
Hmm.
So we know we're getting another one. We know that the multiverse is probably going to affect the entire MCU because because it started out in Loki. Loki's where we kind of saw that start. So we know that it's already open. So it's going to be affecting everybody. I'm not sure though how it's. I think the thing is we don't know where these movies are at in the timeline. It seems like Spider-Man Far From Home is the most recent. Like nothing has moved past that, right? So we had Shang-Chi, which is obviously before those events, must have been, or right after Endgame because we still see Hulk in a sling.
Yeah.
Um, So the Eternals might be the same way as well. So I don't really know where everything's at. But it seems like everything's going to be affected by that. But I don't know. But it's interesting for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm really looking forward to the Spider-Man movie. I'm just ready for it to get here. Probably gonna go see it when it comes out. Hopefully on that night. So, are you gonna go watch it on? You thinking about watching it on what's it called? On the day it comes out?
I don't know. The Venom theater was pretty packed, so I'm not sure if I want to see
Really?
it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see it when it comes out, but maybe I'll see before we have the show for it.
Are people finally coming back to the movies for you?
That's what it seems like, at least.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I think. Let's see here. Sorry, guys, give me just a second. Yeah, I think the I was looking forward to the movie, and it kind of fell flat for me. But I'm excited for Eternals. Actually,
Really,
for some weird reason, I'm getting more
for
excited about
some
that
weird
movie.
reason, say that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really make sense. But well, Jonathan, do you want to talk about our last topic, or do you feel like we can just go ahead and call it good for tonight? That might be kind of a long conversation. So,
Yeah. Let's save that for another day.
okay, not a
We'll give
problem,
them
man.
something to come back. So gotta keep them coming back, right?
Something like that for sure. Plus, I mean, we wanted to keep it a shorter one tonight, anyways. So because we started late and we're at an hour 45, so we'll go ahead and call it good. But anyways, anything else you want to say to the people before we go?
No, just don't read the banner, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're catching a clip of this show, please subscribe to our main channel. Watch the podcast or pieces of it if you like. We are going to get on top of this clip show. We're going to get on top of it. I'm telling you, we're going
Share the clips with your friends
to.
and just have your own arguments, have your own thoughts. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
you could be
So
Camp Jonathan or Camp Eric. I mean, I think Camp. Everyone wants to be Camp Jonathan, but
that's fine. I mean, I don't. Mine's probably like a internment camp or something since I'm German. So I don't think we. It's probably something to do with Nazis. So I'm not a
Something to do
Nazi,
with
but
Nazis. Oh gosh.
I wouldn't want to stay at Camp Eric either. So,
I don't know this
anyways,
guy. I don't know who he is. Never met him before in my life.
all right. Well, Jonathan needs to get sleep because he's tired. So we're gonna let everybody go, and feel free to catch us next week. We'll probably do it at our earlier time,
Yeah.
like we normally do. So guys, usually if you want to know when we're usually on somewhere between 1 and 3 o'clock is when we start. And then we kind of, just a live stream show so you guys can watch whenever, just chime in. And then we'll also have more of those clips coming online as well. So
Yeah, and we'll try to be more aware of sending out a message on our Instagram or on our Facebook about if we're
yes,
not going to be on time. And a
yes.
lot of it's due to just like technical stuff. So
Yeah,
don't
we're still
be
pretty
mad
new. I
about
mean, this is only our fourth episode, guys. So
it.
we're still fairly new. So, anyways, I'm also currently working on the podcast, getting it in a podcast form
Hey,
online. I've been working on that for like a week and a half now. So we will try to get that out soon. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do the outro. But is there anything else? You got anything else to say, Jonathan? All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week and stay safe. And this is Just Visiting.